People from all over the world use SelectTree. And that's largely because California is a Mediterranean climate and we can grow anything from anywhere as long as we're willing to give it water. And so we have about 100 native California trees represented. Well, there's 100 native trees to California, and all of them are represented in SelectTree. Currently, SelectTree has over 1,700 different trees in it, and they come from all over the world, and they can at least grow decently well in California to be represented on our site. I should also say that we've expanded SelectTree to include the South Pacific and Hawaii. And so now we have a lot of tropical representatives on the site. Some of those can grow in California, but many of them require much more water than we give them in California. I think that the best advice for using SelectTree is to not pick too many characters, because some people get very specific. They want a tree that's only 30 feet tall, is a California native, has fall color, has beautiful flowers, which are red, and is deer resistant and can tolerate salt. And then anyway, you get so many options that you no longer have a tree that matches your criteria. And so I like to use it as an exploratory tool for a short list of trees. And so if I get a list of fewer than 10 trees, I think, oh, maybe I was a little too strict in my criteria there. And so many people come to the site and they use it for tree color, the leaf color or the flower color. And that's a very simple search. I want a red flowered tree. And usually what happens is somebody is driving down the road and they see a red colored tree that they want. And then they need to try to figure out what was that tree that they saw. And so they can enter the characters that they know about that tree into SelectTree and hopefully find the tree that they're looking for. I think one of the most important ways that SelectTree is used now and is going to be used more in the future is really the drought tolerance features. So if people are going to plant a tree, they want to make sure that the tree they're putting in the ground isn't going to suffer as we endure more droughts. And so the water use ratings are really important. So if you're going to go through all the effort of planting a tree and you know it's not going to get very much water and it's in a dry place, then searching by low water use or very low water use trees are very important. And so cities are using that more as tools, but so are home gardeners. And the other thing we try to do is match the trees to the climate that they came from. So for example, if you search the low water use trees in SelectTree, you'll see a number of species that are coming from drought or warm, hot places. So throughout the Pacific Southwest or Australia, places that are typically dry, and therefore you have good reason to suspect that those trees are going to do well in a low water situation. Urban Tree Inventory is a database of 7 million inventoried trees in the state of California. And this represents the best and most comprehensive data set that we have about urban trees in California. And so in those 7 million data points, we have over 510 species represented. And you can zoom in on California, and all of these trees are aggregated by zip code. So in this little circle, there's 10,000 trees and 174 species. But you can search by your town. So for example, if you were in San Francisco, you could say, oh yeah, I only want to see the trees in San Francisco. And then it would filter those 7 million data points, and it would show you that we have 140,000 tree records in San Francisco. And here's all the zip codes in San Francisco and the trees that are represented. And then whatever you filtered on up here, you can scroll down and see what your most common trees are, and then a bunch of information about them. So all of these pie charts tell you something about what's the distribution of the species in your town. And so you can do this for any area. You can do it for a zip code, you can do it for a city, you can do it for a region of California, and see what the urban trees in your environment are like. So that's the Urban Tree Inventory. And we're pretty excited to have people start to use that and explore the trees around them.